What up, gamers? I'm Jason, and I'm back with another episode of Kickstarter Excess or Value. Our regular guest hosts are here today. Well, not guest hosts, guests on the channel, but not guests on this show that they definitely are a key part of. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and we're going to tell you what game we're talking about today. And this is going to be, I think, a little different than other videos that we've done because I think everyone's actually played the core box, or at least some of it in any case.
Hey everyone, it's Rob and
Anna-Marie
from the Meeple Dungeon out here in Kelowna, BC. You can catch us on Twitter and YouTube and our podcast, the Meeple Dungeon podcast, on all your major podcasting sites.
And it's Ryan from Mr. Rowell Gaming, and you can find me mostly on YouTube, where I'm live streaming every Tuesday and Thursday evenings, some sort of gameplay. Sometimes I'm talking about games. And you can also follow my gaming adventures over on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. It's just at Mr. Rowell Gaming.
And today we are talking about Tainted Grail, Kings of Ruin. So it's back. This was actually the biggest board game Kickstarter for a little while. I believe Frosthaven was the one that actually shot it and killed it dead. Not just killed it, I think buried it and sent it all the way down to China at the same time because it
made a little bit of money.
Yeah, it was the biggest campaign of its year. Now it's on GameFound since Awaken Realms has their own crowdfunding platform. So I'll let the Pledge Master Ryan bring it up, and we're going to talk about what you can get in this new pledge, and we'll also talk a little bit about what you were able to get in the old pledge. And as you can see, this one is happening. I think it's already eclipsed the original pledge. So Ryan, why don't you show them a little bit what we got on this page, and I will take a look as to what the original Kickstarter did in terms of dollar value. But it'll be in US, not in our funny Canadian money.
Yeah. Because, oh my goodness, is the Canadian dollar not doing that great compared to the American dollar? But hey, we're not here to talk economics. Well, a little bit. But yes, Tainted Grail, Kings of Ruin is the new standalone expansion. Can be used to expand your current Tainted Grail content, but it could be also a great jumping in point. Hey, and if you miss that original stuff, I think you can also get it in this campaign as well. So
no fear, you can get it here.
Nice. Yes. Tainted Grail, this wide adventure set in this very dark time of like the King Arthur legends, where I believe I haven't followed what the story is of the Kings of Ruin, but at least in the original Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon, there's been a bunch of these Knights of the Round that have gone missing, and you're on your adventure to try to figure out what's going on. Actually, no, you're kind of like the third partied heroes. Some people have already went out to try to find them and they've disappeared, and now you're going to go try to find your friends type thing.
What could go wrong?
And there's this kind of looming evil presence called I believe it's called the Weird.
The Weirding. And you've got the Menhirs, which are those things that were created by King Arthur when he came to Avalon, that have sort of pushed back the Weirding and the Fae, that are now stopping the work. They're not working anymore. Humanity is being threatened.
Yeah. And so there's this huge exploration thing, lots of resource management, a really neat combat system with the cards and how it plays out. Lots of different encounters, big choose your own adventure style book and way you can go and explore the big land, which is represented by cards. Actually, it's not a big map or anything like that. You have to lay out cards. At the time, it was very reminiscent of the Seventh Continent in the way that you explored with cards around the map. You're going to say something, Jason?
No, I was going to say you covered pretty much everything that you want to talk about there. The one thing that I want to highlight, and it's been Julie and I's personal experience with the game. It's actually one of the reasons why it's been off the table for a while. We want to get it back to the table, but you can get lost in this game. And we spent 6 hours roaming around in chapter 2 just because we went off on a bunch of side quests and adventures, which is cool. But that level of not being linear can cause what I like to call the JRPG effect of wandering around in circles. Then all of a sudden you're level 30 when you should be level 20. And it's like, oh yeah, were awesome. So it's kind of fun, but at the same point in time, after wandering around for 6 hours, we completed chapter 2. We're kind of like, I think that was long enough. So just keep that in mind that it has a great open world aspect to it, but it can be a little daunting. And I did
funny.
check.
Sorry, I think it was funny because I also got lost in chapter 2. Not for 6 hours. I did get lost a little bit. I kind of did a big old loop-de-loop and then finally got back found a track that I could actually follow and got me going across the story. But
So on a side note, we actually explored everything we could do besides completing chapter 2. We went like all the way east, like all the way north. Like we actually ran past Camelot. It's at the point where like if you saw our characters, you'd be like, they're incredibly overpowered because they've like leveled up like 3 or 4 times from it because we unlocked all this stuff. It was kind of cool, but in any case. But what I want to mention, because we're talking about the dollar value. So in Canadian dollars, it was actually over 7 million that they got for the original Tainted Grail.
Wow.
So about half of that right now on GameFound.
we're at half of
With
that.
12 days left.
A question is that about the fact that it's on GameFound and not on Kickstarter?
I don't know. Interesting.
I feel like if you're in this particular instance, I would hazard a guess and say no, because I feel like if you're a fan of the original, you're going to be looking to get this one, no matter which platform it's on. And I think they've still got time. They always have a big surge at the end too.
Yeah, but it could also be just that people don't have a lot of money in their pockets these days.
That's true.
Compared to they did, prior to COVID. So, that could be a big
time.
factor.
Maybe they're still working on Tainted Grail or still have it on their shelf unopened.
So,
because they haven't had a chance to play it yet.
Yes.
All right, we've now described the game, and we're going to go through a lot of the pledge levels and the stretch goals. And we're going to try to keep this a little bit more concise than we have in previous videos, because we've got the Avalon pledge, the Kings of Ruin pledge, there's also the Sundrop pledges. So we're going to try to condense some of the conversation into, if we're talking about Sundrop, we're going to cover all the Sundrop. We don't need to be like this Sundrop pledge, this Sundrop pledge. We don't want you guys listening to us for 3 hours on a video. I need to get some sleep as well. But hey, if you do want us to do a 3-hour video, find something, suggest in the comments. We'll probably do something. Maybe I'll sing you songs for 3 hours, but I'll probably get you to here and kick my butt.
You heard it here. Jason's gonna sing on the channel. Love it.
Yeah, I like the idea of that.
If we get to how many views, what's our stretch goal?
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Okay. Where do we want to start? Do we want to do like the Fall of Avalon reprint?
Yeah, so let's start with the reprint. Let's go through all the core rewards. We're going to really just I think we'll breeze through the add-ons or go through the add-ons more as chunks, just like, because otherwise we'll be here. We'll be going all night long.
There it is. You didn't disappoint.
Okay, so you can go back in time and get the Fall of Avalon core pledge, 161 Canadian, which is about 119 American.
Good deal. Yep.
Yeah, for what these types of games are going for these days, I'd say it's pretty darn good. So you get the Fall of Avalon core box 2.0 and the Fall of Avalon stretch goals 2.0. They did make some adjustments and some changes to warrant a 2.0. They've reworked the rule book, I've heard, in a few different ways. The rule book was okay, but they did leave some ambiguity to certain situations. So I think they've
fixed a few things with regards to the grind, because the grind was unpleasant. It's actually one of the few things that I would say is if you are, enjoying Tainted Grail but hate the grind, I'd almost say just ignore it. Just keep playing and ignore it.
That's one of the things they have, I think, at the very bottom of the GameFound page here is the what's in that 2.0, and they kind of went over the different things that it fixed, and I was like, for someone who may or may not have it on their shelf in plastic still, that might be a good thing to look at just for Although I don't know if it'll still be in plastic by the time this one actually delivers. But just because, if you haven't played it yet and you're interested, it's kind of nice to get those upgrade packs like they did with Ashes Reborn.
Yeah.
Like it fixes certain things and yeah. I like that.
I think the value is good. I don't think there's really much to add, because I've reviewed the game. It's great value. The only thing I'll say is you might want to try to support your friendly local game store. I know a lot of them did bring this in and it didn't necessarily sell as well as they had hoped. I think mostly because of the price point that's out there. But I do know some that had packages that were running about $250 Canadian. So, and that included the Red Death, which would really be like the whole entire experience that you'd be looking to get.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
yeah,
I think pretty darn good value, especially if they are upgrading the experience, reworking things. Even the exploration journal has cleaned up a lot of the typos. And I believe there was a few passages that led you to the wrong verses, but it didn't happen very often. There was only a few, but they were noticeable. I guess they cleaned up some of those types of things. As well.
They said the rule book, the cleanup to the rule book made it so you didn't have to go to the official FAQ page.
Yeah.
So everything was just in the rules. Yeah.
Yeah, they compiled lots of that FAQ material and put it straight into the rule book.
Yeah.
So Fall of Avalon, core pledge. But also you could get
thumbs up.
Yeah.
Go to the Kings of Ruin core pledge. Let's go up.
The Kings of Ruin.
It's a little bit out of order in terms of being chronological.
Yeah.
Here.
It shows you what they're trying to get you to focus on, eh?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, yes. Kings of Ruin. And notice that the Kings of Ruin core pledge is slightly cheaper.
Like that is a
$99 US
price point.
$99 US for as much of an adventure. If they have just as much adventure, even just a fraction, that's still a pretty good deal.
Yep.
The big difference, I believe, and I could be mistaken, is I think it's the stretch goals. You're not getting quite as much in the stretch goals. I think in terms of campaigns, because don't forget that stretch goal box is past and future. And with Kings of Ruin, I don't think you're getting a past and future, but I could be wrong. Scroll down so we can just see what we're getting here.
Look at these miniatures.
Amazing.
Yeah. Huge.
Oh my gosh. Awaken Realms. Get me salivating. Get me salivating on these miniatures. Look at this guy. Oh,
amazing.
I wish he was a hero because I feel like I'd be unstoppable.
Right.
I just want to know how is this physically, in physics, possible? Look how big he is on that little look at that
it's
little
an illusion.
Magic.
He's just puffing himself up, making himself look big.
Yeah.
Look at man.
Yeah, look at that guy. That's so amazing.
I love it.
That's frightening.
I remember you, traveler. One of the
Kingless
folk. I know.
Okay,
I'm very curious how the story is going to. I really need to finish Tainted Grail.
Yeah, looks like we're getting very similar style player boards with that dual layer business with the cubes going in, things sliding into their places.
Skills you can lock in on the side.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
I love everything I'm seeing here.
Then all your cards. Lots of cards. Cards.
Yeah. Then we've got the Path on the Broken Trail of Avalon. Just really curious how many campaigns we're getting in this stretch goal box. So I think that's probably going to be
72 location cards. That's quite a deck of locations. And these are going to be replacing the menhirs, I believe. It's these waystones.
I think that's something that happens in the future campaign if you haven't got to it yet. Spoilers.
Spoiler alert. There's so much. There's so much to this game. Oh, and here comes the creatures. The bads.
Finding the time to play all of these games.
Yeah.
We just got to win that lottery. That's all we got to do.
Yeah. Hey, I got two free plays. I got 2 free plays on my Lotto Max.
You're already a winner, Ryan. Already a winner.
We just bought a whole whack of tickets while we were in Vancouver because
I do like that secret reveal aspect. That's always annoying when you're playing games and you can see what the secret is.
Mhm.
And you're like,
Yeah.
I'm going to read it, but I'm going to read it.
Yeah, this is really cool. I really like these types
Yeah.
of things.
Me too.
Yeah, there's cool stuff with that. In
Initiative.
no, not the initiative. The other one, mind management.
Oh yeah.
Oh, mind management. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Nemesis had it with the infections
Yes.
and that. Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see what we get in the stretch goals. I don't think we need to go through all of them, but I really just want to
Oop.
see what the top of the.
Nope, I'm at the bottom of this page, so there's no stretch goals on this page.
Okay, so they're not really talking too much about the stretch goal box. So I think it's fairly safe to assume that the price difference is really the amount of campaign you're probably getting.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I was scrolling pretty fast, but
No, they're not there. They're
No.
And then what they try to get you to go with is Sundrop. And I say we put a pin in that
Yeah.
Sun
for
drop.
a little bit. We'll come back to the Sundrop. That Kings of Ruin Sundrop pledge did have one of the expansion boxes that you can get, which is, I believe it's just the creatures. The weird encounters is the creatures. Yeah. So that's all the guardian creatures. So the only thing that you're getting is 21 extra miniatures, and they're already sun-dropped.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Yes. And they did this with the original campaign. They had the monsters box because really there was these monsters that would roam the board. But if you didn't have the miniatures, they were just cards that you would just kind of like move from location to location. But it was way more immersive if you actually had like a little miniature that was actually traversing the landscapes rather than just having a card go across the landscape. Yeah, it just looks like just a whole bunch of these models for all of the skeleton shrimp. I like that. Love it.
Love it.
So let's move on to the Knight of Avalon pledge.
The Knight of Avalon. Look at this thing. 406 Canadian
$400.
But you know what? That is everything. So if you're looking at what's retail, what's new, you've got the Echoes of the Past. So it's everything but the miniatures at that point, which really isn't bad when you're considering all the amount of content you're getting there. Because that is the equivalent of the core campaign, Past and Future, Red Death, and the Kings of Ruin. You got 5 campaigns there. And normally a campaign game goes for about $100. So, I mean, this is $400. These are expansions. You're using some of the same components, but you kind of get where you're coming from on I'm saying I think that's solid value. You're not getting much of a deal though, because you're still missing the miniatures.
Yeah. You also get the original campaign's exclusive character, Niam. And you also get the promo packs that came with like some other like different channels like Kickstarter, like the Dice Tower Kickstarter or other types of Kickstarter stuff too. You also get those thrown in there, part of this thing as well. So, yes, this is they made sure that this is the gameplay. This is all of the gameplay content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Kings of Ruin and the Fall of Avalon 2.0.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, so much stuff.
Yeah.
$400.
and these aren't small boxes either. They're
big boxes.
They're big beefy boxes.
Yeah.
I think I've got them in like 1.5 Calyx cubes right now.
I've got a small stack.
Yeah.
That's right beside me here.
Just over there somewhere.
So I think this is the last pledge, which is the Warlord of Avalon Sundrop. And there's one thing I will say, because we've been keeping a lot of praise on this. I'm very annoyed that the combined pledges are only Sundrop. And I think that's really, really freaking lame.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's like $385 more. Like $380.
That's you're paying for the painting, the pre-painted miniatures, but it's
they're not even painted. It's just
oiled.
Yeah.
And if this is true Awaken Realms fashion, when the pledge manager does open up, they will have pledge levels that are not like they'll have the Warlord of Avalon pledge non-sun dropped. When because they did this in they've done this before. They've done this before.
That's
so they get your money, and then you're like, oh wait, I could have actually just backed a lower level and then just added on, like just changed my pledge level later on.
Yeah.
The sun drop is nice. I will admit, I do actually enjoy that the color and shading that they do get for this game. Since my current copy is all sun dropped.
I don't know if it's $380 worth of paint. You know, like I know it's not of paint, but worth like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you are getting a lot more content in this. Don't forget that with the 380, you're also getting the 3 miniature boxes, which go for about $60 each. So
no, I just mean like
380, but you're definitely paying a premium for the sun drop. And the one thing I would say is if you're never going to paint something and you want to make the table presence pop, sun drop is definitely something that's really cool. But my big issue with sun drop, and it's with any type of like pre-painted not pre-painted miniatures, like this type of wash done on miniatures, is that if you ever want to paint them, the wash is moot. Like it's not going to be good. And for the cost of the wash, I can buy another game. Heck, I could almost buy a pre-painted game for the cost of this is like the upgrade for this. Like I spent a fair bit of money on Freedom 5 and I got the deluxe pledge, but you know why I did it? Because they're painted minis. I wanted the painted miniatures all over the place in the superhero game. They look great. That's not what I'm getting with Sundrop. So while it's great, it's nice. I think it's overpriced for what it is.
Yes,
unless you want it, like you have to want it. It's not necessarily a bad value, but it's very expensive for what you're getting. But there are many better options out there.
Do they have some stretch goals or add-ons here that we can look at?
Yeah, we can drop down to look at the add-ons. Is there anyone that wants to add anything else to Sundrop?
Sleep.
I just think that was a lot, but but
so here's like
if they do give that extra level.
Yeah, so here's like example: Weird Encounters Sundrop, $94 Canadian to $130 Canadian. For the exact same miniatures, but sun dropped.
Yeah.
$40 difference.
Yeah. 69 US to 95 US.
So I think we should talk about these add-ons. Like, what is the value? Now, the Black Go to the Moors you could have gotten for free. So the fact that you got to pay a couple bucks, I think that's just kind of a moot point. If you follow the campaign before and you got it for free, if you didn't follow the campaign, you got to pay $10 for it. $10 for a single miniature is kind of been great for miniatures at retail for a long time.
I'm just glad you can get it, right? Like that's a nice touch.
You got a bonus, you got a free reward now. You just have to pay for it if you miss out. But what do we feel about the Weird Encounters at $93.90?
And how many miniatures do we get in this thing again? 21? 21 beautiful miniatures. Whew.
You're paying $5 a minute.
I think
when you put it
pretty reasonable.
It's reasonable, but it's retail. Now, if this was not Awaken Realms with their incredibly high quality miniatures, I'd say it is a complete ripoff at what price you're paying. However, this is Awaken Realms. So
it's kind of right on the line.
They're really cashing in on this lousy thing of these are almost, because if you're just playing with just the cards, like these monsters that are just cards that are roaming around the map, the cards take up so much real estate on the location things, and you can't see things. But having just a miniature roaming around the board is so much more pleasing, and it's actually way more functional gameplay wise. It's almost like I have my monsters for Tainted Grail. I can't imagine playing without the miniatures on the board. Like I tried it and it's disgusting. It's absolutely
I was going to say, this doesn't seem like a game that it seems like a game you'd want the minis for.
Yes.
Like it seems like their table presence would seem impactful. Like there are other games we've played where we were, they had like the acrylic standees or the nice colorful cardboard standees, and those were they were fine for the villains.
Gloomhaven.
but our minis were like roughly this, or like the heroes were roughly the same size.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it seems like the heroes are pretty decent. And if it's just a card that's laying flat on the table, it's different even than having a mini that's standing up, like, or a cardboard one, right? That's standing up and moving around. So I feel like that gameplay, I feel like it would be better with the minis, but
I almost would prefer I have my monster card off to the side, and I have just like some sort of plastic token saying, hey, there's a monster in this location.
you just get a monster from another game and
Rather than a big
I have a
card.
monster in this location, and the card is off to the side. I could recommend. I would almost kind of bring down the cost of the game, but I know then it's not going to look very nice. But I almost would prefer that at this price point.
yeah.
I think Rob nailed it specifically. It's right on the line between being excessive and affordable. I think if there's just really no value here, it is what it is. I can't recommend it for dollar reasons, but if you want it, get it. It's not necessarily terrible. Nice miniatures in retail cost money. So
yeah.
Oh man, like if you do go get this, like you're gonna thank yourself gameplay wise.
Yeah,
you are gonna thank yourself gameplay wise.
If you can afford it, get it.
Yes, extra $100. That's like another, like we said, that's like another game.
Another pledge. You can basically sell. buy another game, sell it to someone else, and get the minis afterwards. I don't know. Get that Kickstarter markup value. We don't condone that here, but do it.
What do I want? Do I want more miniatures, or do I want sleeves for my cards because they're almost the same price?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought the Awaken Guard sleeves for Nemesis, and I think from what I remember, it was for all of Nemesis, not just Lockdown, and I think it was a better value than what that was. I don't remember though. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Well, you also get the storage box, I guess, which is new to store everything with sleeves. So that is pretty cool, but it's
nice that they've added that. Yeah.
Oh, but now I got another box. Now I got to store my things in another box.
But I'll be honest, I do not think the Tainted Grail actually needs sleeves.
No. This is not one that you're going to be excessively shuffling and manipulating your cards.
If they ever showed wear and tear, get sleeves. I don't think it's necessary. We like to call excess out when there is excess. I think $88 for sleeves and
for sure
is bullshit.
Yeah.
The language, like it's like how many cards do we say were in the game?
I don't know, but it says it protects. This is guaranteed to accommodate all of your Kings of Ruin core box and stretch goals.
So yeah, it's going to guarantee for the stretch goals. But in the core game, there was like 100 or something cards, 100 location cards, like a few hundred cards. Like you could get this sleeve with Mayday for like not even anywhere near $80.
Yeah. Even Dragon Shield.
Yep. Agreed.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that is now covered all the new stuff. We're going to take a quick look at some of the other add-ons that we got. So,
which is just our core box 2.0, Red Death Sun Dropped, which is not a lot of miniatures in this Red Death.
No, that's why you're
the box.
Yeah.
$6 difference.
Yeah.
Echoes of the
Past.
The War Runes, Forever Autumn, the item set promo cards were all promos from other channels. You were not able to get those previously, so that's really cool. And actually, scroll back up, Ryan. The one thing I want to highlight, and just to be clear with everyone, is why something is here, because I'm sure everyone's wondering, why can you buy the stretch goals separately?
Where's that?
Right there.
Oh, that's the fall. Oh, I just skimmed over that. I thought that was the Fall of Avalon. Oh, Fall of Avalon stretch goals.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So why is that available? Quite simply because Tainted Grail went to retail. And if you did not get an opportunity to get the stretch goal box, they are now making it available for you during the Pledge Manager. So I really like that. I like what you're getting.
Great.
You actually have two full campaigns in there. So I think the value for this is dead on for what you're getting.
Yeah.
Not as much
great.
mini, but like 2 more 40-hour stories, like the past and the future rule books. Like I have the stretch goal box, I've opened it up. It's definitely worth what you're being charged. So
Wow,
lots of value there.
That's good.
that's amazing.
And I like
didn't
that they're
see
taking those people that bought the game in retail into consideration, not saying, screw
Right.
you, we buy everything. Wow, the cent.
Yep. Yeah, because this was that game found, that extra character, that was that game found. If you followed the thing, or no, it was the first 20, because it was Kickstarter. It was the first 24-hour backer bonus was you got this extra character, and then you could add it on if you weren't at first 24-hour.
Is that like an Irish
backer.
name? Is it Niamh? Is that like the MH that it
Could be.
has that makes the
Definitely
V
Celtic.
sound? Yeah,
Everything's supposed to be Celtic pronunciation.
Yeah.
Niamh.
Niamh. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll go with that.
I think she's right. Or it's something like that. Yeah.
And then you've got new companions, which are pretty cool. So you can get a pet, and then the rest are all the miniatures for the other.
Yeah, these are what I was talking about, like the Monsters of Avalon and the Monsters of Avalon Past and Future. These just like represent the cards that came out.
And value-wise, very similar to what we discussed with the previous one. I do believe you get a little bit more than 21 miniatures, but I don't think it's that much more.
Monsters of Avalon is 20.
20.
And Monsters Past and Future is another 20.
Oh, I thought it was more. Okay, so you're getting
And
one
also
left.
get some more cards. And if you wanted, you could also get the mounted heroes.
So just heroes on their horses.
Yeah, heroes on their people. The
The
King
King
Arthur
Arthur-
the King Arthur statue is actually kind of nice.
Yeah, that looks cool.
It's completely access. It has absolutely no gameplay, but it actually just is a really cool like mantelpiece.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Metal
Cool.
dials, metal coins for the menhir statues. I was saying this on they are nice. They look nice. They feel nice. I found them hard to read. I thought the plastic dials that came in the base game were a little bit easier to read and read the number.
So
Okay.
I had an opposite experience from Ryan. However, I do not have all the metal dials coins. Mine was a promo coin that came with the original Nemesis. So we don't know if there was any differences there that would make it more valuable to get.
I could just also be blind. That's also a very like possibility.
These might be new ones too, right? So you don't know how they're going to come
Yeah.
out. So just
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Adventurer's Notebook, like you can have your own little notebook. This one's just like a little thematic, got the little grail.
I
on the
was
cover.
it was free. It was with the original pledge. It came in like the all-in pledge. It was like one of the things they threw in. So
Mhm.
they're just taking the opportunity to reprint it for someone that wants everything.
Yeah.
I
pretty
think
much.
there's zero value there.
We have that playmat.
Yeah, the playmat, which if you explore lots in a session and whatnot, you run out of room really quickly. Or at least I found out I did. Maybe I did something wrong, but
The good thing about the playmat is it's set up for organization. And I would say that it's definitely not necessary. However, if you're going to be on a smaller playing surface, you may want to get a playmat to help keep everything organized.
Yep.
But I do not think it's needed at all. I don't think it's excessive either. The 36.
Yeah.
Totally reasonable. Yep.
You know, Canadian stitched edge playmat is, I think, really, really good, especially considering how much. I'm just gonna rub a little salt in Robin Anna Marie's wound here. Playmats were for Earthborn Rangers.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
goodness gracious.
yeah.
I mean, I like
I'm-
being green. I don't think I like being green quite that much.
No, the thing with those is that they weren't neoprene, right? They were like a rubber base. So
rubbered.
I wanted to see what the difference is in like in the actual playmat, like how it felt, how it looked, how it holds up. Because if you're, if that's going to be where it maybe goes, and they're garbage, well, then I don't need to buy anymore. But for that one,
We'll
I
just
just needed
call
to
it
buy them
a
all.
gigantic experiment.
please, Ryan, I know you said you're not going to be doing as many rants. Is that if Earthborn Rangers goes south, I would love to hear the rant, but with no Rob, just Anna Marie. I want her to bring the fire.
I'll excuse myself.
It's gonna go through, and it's gonna be great.
I love the enthusiasm and optimism. It's contagious right now.
The artwork I think would be nice, but definitely not essential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, especially sitting at
$35 for an
$36.
artwork.
$36 for an art book.
Gorgeous. Like I would love to have it, but yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do?
And then for folks like us, I'm gonna want to grab an update pack probably.
I was looking at all the update packs, and the neat thing is you do not have to like discard your current copies.
No.
Right? You can keep what you have existing if you're in the middle of a campaign, but you can just get these. And I mean, people might be wondering why it's $11. It's a lot of paper. Like it makes
stickers and whatnot. Yeah.
If that's one of those things where for $10, if it fixes issues that a lot of people had in the game, I think that's complete value.
Well worth it. Yeah.
Like
right
if
here.
It's going to help you have a better gameplay experience, then yeah.
This one, the fast travel option. Yes. Can I jump from a point that I was previously at can I go back to that point way quicker? Yes, please. Not that I have to traverse the map, and every time I go through this space, I have to encounter. And I have to encounter. And then I have to encounter.
I've said it before. I really do appreciate when companies or designers and things like that, they listen to the feedback and they want to make it better. They want you to have a good experience. So maybe things that they didn't see when they were doing the campaign, but they're listening. It's like, okay, here you go. And I don't think that's an outrageous price at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you got the original core game, I think it's well worth it. I think it's spend the money, get the updates, see what you can even mix and match it if you want. But it's definitely something that I think is essential. And even if I wasn't going to get anything else, spoiler, I'm probably going to get something from this. I'd be definitely getting the update packs.
Cool. Yeah. And then if you want the updated exploration journals, they have those to purchases as well for an extra.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I think
especially if you haven't explored, maybe if you have the original, you haven't done like your the stretch goal campaigns yet, and you haven't done your Red Death campaign yet,
right?
May as well grab them now.
Yeah.
Right on.
All right. So why don't we just click down on the side of the Kings of Ruin stretch goal spotlight?
There we go.
Let's just take a look.
Can I just revel for a second that we're on GameFound and I can just click something like that and it takes me to this spot? I once again listened to a podcast just recently, and they were ranting about, I can't understand GameFound, and GameFound's so weird, and blah, 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 blah. I want them to shut their faces.
Can you name the podcast? Can we go just be like, God.
Not on this channel. Maybe on my channel, I'll do it. But come on, people. GameFound is so much better.
You know what you need to do is you need to do a bit on it and name the podcast, and then you just need to do a tutorial. You should just do a response to their podcast, a video tutorial of GameFound.
Video tutorial. Nice. I like it.
Let me show you the differences between Kickstarter and GameFound. Kickstarter is crap. GameFound is good.
You know what? Ironically enough, you really need to do that now, Ryan, because someone else is going to take that idea, and it's probably going to be like a 5,000 view video.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. I'm going to do it.
Ryan's doing this tonight.
Film it
after we're done.
Yeah. I'm going to go live Tuesday night or Thursday night next week. It's going to happen. Okay. Stretch goals. Get us back on track, Jason. Come on.
All right. So we've got the new book of memories. So that's what you're getting in there. The 18. So added to Kings of Ruin Journal. So just we're going to fly through this. I don't want to spend time. More encounters. Looks cool. Basically want to just see if we get anything like big. Like we're getting cool. That's a big
character.
Cool. I'm more meant in terms of campaign. Well, Wait, that's a player character? What
That's
the?
a player character.
Wow.
So
It's got the board and
badass.
everything. That it's got the board that inserts into the thing.
The
That's really cool.
Candlemaster.
Yeah.
That's
The weirdness
so cool.
slowly warps your body into an avatar of your dreams, fears, and desires. Will you accept or reject the gift?
Very
That's
cool.
so cool.
Okay. Nice.
I want that.
a companion, new companion,
Love it. More items. Love
more
it.
items, places
Expansion.
from beyond expansion. So
Some
it looks
more
like
cards and
maybe-
locations to explore. A notebook. Yeah. So that's how we got the
Okay.
notebook.
Sweet. Tracker in combat. Oh, so some more ways to track your combat and your diplomacy.
Very cool. I like those.
Little
Yep.
dial thingamajigger.
Yeah.
I like that. Another companion. Some more secrets.
And these ones are still
Oh,
locked?
the voiceover. Yeah, this was new. This was new today. Is the Voiceover Companion App, which I believe they're just adding this in. Which is, I have the one for original Tainted Grail, and it's really, really good. The voiceover was pretty good.
Yeah, you can tell, like even in their little their videos here promoting the game, the voiceover
Oh, right. Yes.
is really
Yes.
good.
All right.
And then there's more to come because there's still 12 days left in this
Yes.
campaign.
And then there's reviews for Kings of Ruin.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to fellow Canadians, all you can board
Hey,
Yep.
there you go.
right there.
They've been
Dylan,
doing a lot of work on their channel, so good on them.
their videos are pretty cool and unique, and they're fellow Marvel Champions lovers. So yeah, and then we got lots of reviews and stuff like that going on. Hey, nice to see a Canadian get on here. Get some
That's cool.
good old Canadian content, eh?
Like it.
Absolutely.
And did they give us shipping estimates?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they
at the
did.
I think
bottom.
we can just scroll all the way down to see what the shipping.
I want to say it was
30 and
30.
35
yeah.
for
Kings
the
of Ruin
core
Core
and
Pledge,
35.
Kings of Ruin Excalibur Pledge, Fall of Avalon.
And I think those look like, the 45-55, I think is where it's going to land for pretty much any of the pledges. And I think that's kind of reasonable.
Yeah, one of the reasons why we're seeing the fact that things are like going down in price
Yeah.
is some of the shipping costs is going down, but not all of it. So those are very reasonable shipping levels. And unfortunately, if you live in Russia or Belarus, you are SLL for this
You're
campaign.
not getting it.
Yeah.
So, like with these going down, are things getting better then? Like, because I was looking at it and they're saying, yeah, these are realistic shipping estimates for right now. And I was like, are they? Because I feel like when you're getting all those minis and things, that it would be more than that.
Well, the cost of the containers is going down. The problem is that because of the cost of containers going down and availability of some stuff, ships are being canceled. And so like you're getting some flux, but the price is like going in the other way, at least for over water shipping. Now, what's still up is gas and everything else like final mile and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you think that's realistic, then that's good.
And forewarn that if you do get more than just say a core box or stretch goal box, if you get a lot of stuff, be prepared that a refrigerator sized box will get delivered to your door, but it's all very well packed.
And it's very much the type of box that, Garfield would have loved to have to ship Nirmal and Odie to Abu Dhabi.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
That's an awesome reference.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for all of the people that don't know what I'm talking about to be like, Odie, Garfield, what?
Normal, what?
What is that stuff? All right. Man, good stuff.
Looking good. Looking real
Awaken
good.
Realms.
Other stuff you can add in the pledge manager, probably.
Probably, like I said, like they'll have things like they'll have pledge levels that are sun dropped and non sun dropped.
None sun. I like that.
All right, so let's take it back up to the top and let's tell everyone, are we backing this game and where are we backing? So let's let Rob and Anna Marie start it off. Where are you guys at with Tainted Grail, Kings of Ruin?
Well, so full disclosure,
If you haven't already figured it out,
we haven't actually even started the original one yet.
Yeah. It's purely been time.
Yeah.
That's
it.
it.
Would have happened,
It's
but
just
it just
time.
hasn't happened. Not out of want or interest.
Yeah.
We are 100% getting this game.
This theme, all the way that
Yes.
everything we've heard, like obviously, we're getting the game.
For sure. I love, first off, Awaken Realms. We basically have everything Awaken Realms, and they never, ever, ever disappoint. And this should be no different. In fact, I think, just everything I've read about this one that improves on the little nitpicks that they had with the original. I think this is a slam dunk. We're 100% going to get this game. Which level, I'm not sure. We're going to wait to see if our friendly local store here brings it in, because they do bring in most Awaken Realms, including that's where we got our version,
because we missed the Kickstarter
of Tainted Grail. Yeah. So we're going to wait to see what the options are there. And if he's bringing in the whole meal deal, we'll likely probably just get everything through him. But one way or another, we're going to get the majority of this, I would think.
So I'd assume that you'll probably just be picking up the 2.0 update packs, since you already have the base game on this, just to make sure you get those.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was thinking about that too, though. Like the 2.0 upgrade pack sounds cool, but if it's not going to get here until like 2023 in December, we
got plenty of
hopefully that'll be played by then. But
hey, don't forget, you've got like Acamonia coming. You've got all sorts of stuff.
Right. We have so
much.
We have Earthborn Rangers coming. So.
It'll be great, Rob. Pardon?
Tidal Blades 2, I think.
Yeah.
Tidal Blades 2. Yeah. Well, we've got so many, honestly. We've got dozens of things coming. So I'm not worried about that. So one way or another.
So upgrade pack, yes.
Yes, we will get the upgrade packs for the original. We're gonna get a few of the expansions that we're missing for the original, some of the miniature things for the original, and then a whole whack of stuff for this. Because this is right up, particularly me. Like this, this game's like
I know you Arthur and this whole idea. Yeah.
But for the both of us, it's like this game is made for us. We want this.
Ryan, where are you at?
I'm getting it. I'm getting it all. But now Rob and Anna Marie made me think that I have to go contact Jeff over at Amazing Stories here, ask him if he's bringing it in. If he's going to bring in some copies, I'll probably pre-order for him, and I'll do the same thing. I'll just pick up I'm going to pick up my update packs.
Yep.
Because I might play through this again with the update. With the upgraded,
especially if it has those jumps and things, right? Making it more.
I kind of want to experience the campaign with the updated rule set and FAQs and stuff like that. So I kind of want to do that.
And I think that speaks loads
go
to
the other paths. Go the other paths that I didn't explore.
Yeah.
Do the other branches.
If you're willing, if somebody's willing to play a campaign game like this again, I think that definitely speaks to the game.
Yes, I didn't mention that. I have played one full campaign of the core box. I haven't touched any of the expansion campaign stuff. So, but my experience in the original core box campaign was fantastic. It was a great thing. And I think I was along the lines of Jason too. I did get stuck in chapter 2 for a little bit, got a little buffed up. I'm not super OP like Jason Julie did, but I did get a little buffed up from getting lost and having to do a big old loop around to get to where I was going. But
her character is even more buffed up than mine, and she's got like full skills unlocked already on one side. I'm like, what the heck's going on here? It's like we're like up against the wall. I'm like, I don't think we're supposed to be here yet.
Yeah, so I'm going to be picking up my update packs, and then I'm going to contact Jeff at Amazing Stories probably tomorrow morning And if he's going to grab some, I'll get it through him. If he's on the fence or not going to bring this in, I'm getting in on that Kings of Runes Excalibur pledge sun dropped, because I have to have it sun dropped. Excess, I know.
Pretty
The worst
excess,
thing
Ryan.
would be
Pretty.
is if it comes in and you're like, the copy's not sun dropped. No.
Oh, that's the thing. If he's not bringing in sun dropped, I can't do it. I have to have sun dropped so that it matches all my rest of my stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
You're in too deep,
backing
Brian.
this as well. This is one of the ones that it's just all of us across the board. Julian had a blast with the game. If we hadn't got lost, we probably would have finished the game. We just had a couple of other campaign games and stuff that came in that we wanted to play to review at the same time. I think we definitely have to stop buying campaign games, actually. Like, it's getting to that point where I really can't bring in anymore.
No.
But this one was just a no-brainer. It's a game that we both really enjoyed. One of the best games that we played, even though we didn't like it as much for a few reasons. And the 2.0 stuff means that this is going to get played now. Like, fast travel, like, that is going to take away all the issues I had going through chapter 1. So I thought about getting Tainted Grail back to the table. It might just sit until December 2023, and then we'll just maybe try to blast through it and revise everything, or maybe we'll finish that core campaign. But I know I want to go through this experience. Awaken Realms hasn't let us down yet.
Absolutely.
Don't.
Julie's not a big fan of the Aliens IP, and she actually really enjoyed playing Nemesis because the game is very well done. And the fact that you can play semi-co-op and cooperative works well.
Yeah.
We're not a big fan of playing the game semi-co-op with just 2 players. It just doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
So having multiple options, the company just delivers. The table presence, which is something that's big for us, has always been great. And even though we're not going to do sun drop just because we didn't do that with the original, I think it still has a great table presence. And don't want to miss out on this. I think this is one of those games where it does very well. And if you can get in retail, like, try to support your stores. But I was talking to a store, and I got to say, Awaken Realms, if you do see this video, you really need to help out your retailers, because you do not do them any favors at all. So that might be your biggest issue, Ryan, is that it might not even be worth Amazing Stories bringing this in.
I'm thinking that too, because I always remember that there is no retailer, like, and I don't know. I guess I would kind of.
There's no retail pledge.
There's no retail pricing or no retail deals.
Yeah, I was talking to the retailer that brought in the original Tainted Grail actually on I think it was Monday. We were just discussing. It was last week. We were just discussing what happened with it. And he said he actually had to sell the game at cost.
Oof.
Because he couldn't get it to move otherwise. Now, his cost was not much more than his markup. His cost was only, I think, 10% less than what he was selling it at. So he dropped it to get it to move. But that makes it very difficult for retailers to bring this stuff in and make a profit, especially with something that can fill a Calyx cube. Because this is all space that someone's got to pay for to warehouse.
Definitely.
Yep.
So talk to retailers, help them out. We all love our friendly local game stores, even if we don't shop there all the time. But this is a Kickstarter game. It's a crowdfunded game. It's a game found game. There's a reason why people buy this type of stuff on this type of service. There's a reason why Gotham City Chronicles from Monolith has never really gone to retail. Some of this stuff is really only is best sold directly to the audience. So not faulting Awaken Realms for that, just it might be unfortunately a little difficult to find in retail, and not quite sure how this one's going to fare if it even will make it to retail this time.
Yeah.
Well, just take a look at these quotes, folks. I can see this being one of my favorite games when it comes out. One-stop co-op shop. This game has improved on pretty much everything I didn't like about it.
I thought that was a funny one.
The changes to gameplay nail what I was hoping to see. Solo players are going to be extremely pleased with this one rolling solo. So
cool.
So there you have
improved on it. If they've improved on it,
So you've got our final verdict on Tainted Grail Kings of Ruin. For us here, it is a must-get game. You should definitely make sure you get this in your collection if you're a fan of big box campaign games. So, Ryan, you can shut down the page, and we're going to let everyone tell you where to find them as we get out of your hair. And hopefully you'll be back for our next Kickstarter Excess or Value, which may be a rant. Not quite sure. We're looking at something a little different. And we definitely do have some big Kickstarters potentially coming before the end of the year. I thought this might be the last one, but with Simon announcing Cthulhu Death May Die Season 3, you can bet we'll be back here to talk about that.
Oh, I thought you would say definitely we're going to be backing it.
Well, I mean, I have a giant Cthulhu. Like,
chances are high.
Extraordinarily high.
Like, Julie doesn't like horror games, although she's quite enjoyed Arkham Horror. So I thought Death May Die might go over well. She's playing Death May Die, and she's like, "This is really, really good." She's like, "Why'd you get this game? It's creepy." Then she played the game. She's like, "This is fun." And especially when she was the little girl that was lighting everything on fire and also dealt extra damage and went insane and pulled all the monsters into the room and murdered everything. And I could just imagine her sitting there like, "You just killed everything." Like, just sitting there like, hee, I'm going to save the world. I was like, okay, now I'm really scared. Why'd I marry you?
I'm not going to sleep for a week.
I don't think I did, actually.
Cool.
All right, take it away.
Yeah, again, I've been Rob and
Anna Marie
from the Meeple Dungeon out here in Kelowna, BC. You can find us on Twitter
at Meeple Dungeon,
YouTube, the Meeple Dungeon, and our podcast, the Meeple Dungeon podcast. We'll be doing our 45th episode in the next couple days.
Woo woo. And I've been Ryan from Mr. Rouse Gaming, and you can find me on YouTube live every Tuesday and Thursday evenings, where I'm going to be playing something or talking about something. I just did some playthroughs of Transformers deck building game, the standalone expansion, and coming up, I don't know when this video is going to release, but coming up shortly here, I am going to be playing live Board Game Arena with my regular monthly crew, Tim from Board Game Hot Takes podcast, David from All Games New and Old YouTube channel, and Riley from the Board Game Community Show. We're playing Board Game Arena. And also you can follow all my adventures, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Mr. Rao Gaming.
All right, and now I'm going to remind everyone to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when our next video is released. Coming up actually will be our discussion with the designers of Patriot that was released just on Kickstarter. We're doing a full Kickstarter Excess or Value episode with the campaign live with them on it. Are they going to sell us the game live on the channel? Are we going to be bought? Sorry, are we going to buy it? We will find out, not live, but close to live. I won't edit it, I promise. So make sure to check that out. Also, down in the video description is links to all of Julie and I's social media feeds for Dice and Dragons, so make sure to check them out. And there's also a link to multizone.ca, a great Canadian game store. They also partake in a ton of Kickstarters. So if you're out in the Quebec area, make sure to check them out. Well, not Quebec, Gatineau, Ottawa, that area. Check them out. They also ship all across Canada to the US. Hit the link. You'll get 10% off your next purchase. So a great way to save some money on a Kickstarter as well. And it's a great way to support the channel. The portion of that purchase is returned to us. And then popping up in front here are going to be some links to previously released videos. One will take you back to the full Kickstarter Excess or Value playlist. And the other one will be to our most recent video. And with that being said, I'm going to remind everyone, we will remind everyone to keep playing games.